3D experience, I think, of Ghost Rider is phenomenal. Indian films dominate the market. Hollywood films will continue to grow in India. Hi, I'm Ashok Amritraj, and you're watching BollywoodHungama.com.
Well, we have with us one of my icons from the 80s, Ashok Amritraj, the guy who played tennis. For me, it was tennis, which was very, very special. And yes, he has made India proud as far as the Indians in Hollywood is concerned. Pleasure having you on Bollywood Hungama, sir.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Ghost Rider is releasing next week. Tell us something about the film and what are your release plans in India as such?
Ghost Rider is one of those characters in the Marvel world, which is sort of a dark hero, not like Thor or Fantastic Four, which they have, or Spider-Man. It's much more sort of that gray line between good and evil, and it is very much for the 13 to 24 or 25 audience. However, rather have everybody go watch it, but that is the classic audience for our film. It has great visual effects. It's a terrific ride. The visual effects have come a long way since the first Ghost Rider, and it is in 3D. The 3D experience, I think, of Ghost Rider is phenomenal.
Recently, we've seen Mission Impossible 4 and how Tom Cruise came to India, and I think it became a huge media event. And do you think that the Indian market is opening up for Hollywood in a big way?
It is.
I believe even your film is being dubbed in Tamil and other languages as well.
Yes, actually it's opening on 400 prints. The English, Hindi, Tamil and Telugu. Certainly the marketplace is growing, since 10, 15 years ago, when movies used to show up in India 6 months or 1 year later than it opened elsewhere. The day and date, first of all, shows the importance of the market. The market has grown considerably. It's all heading in the right direction. Clearly Indian films dominate the market. I think the Hollywood films in the multiplexes and the growth of the theaters, the growth of the connectivity around the world, the youngsters, the growing middle class. So I certainly think Hollywood films will continue to grow in India.
You work with the likes of Dustin Hoffman and Angelina Jolie and obviously Nicolas Cage and all these people. So these are like greats of Hollywood. So how does it feel that an Indian you're actually the paymaster?
It's great to work with the talent and the wonderful stars that I worked with, Angelina, Sandy Bullock, Bruce Willis, Stallone, Dustin Hoffman. I've done 3 with Steve Martin. They are terrific. They're great people, wonderful professionals. It's been a great journey and a career, working with these kinds of talents. It's great to be a part of that sort of nucleus of Hollywood.
I think Shah Rukh Khan made a famous statement that I'd rather be a king in Bollywood rather than doing smaller roles in Hollywood as such. Do you feel that there is a sort of prejudice against, say, maybe Indians or in that sort as far as acting is concerned, maybe that...
I don't think so. I think many years ago when I got into the industry, there was definitely a prejudice of not understanding what India was or what where I came from, or also the sports background and so on. Today, I think with the economic growth of India, I certainly don't think there's any prejudice against Indian actors. On the other hand, I don't think there are lead roles written for Indian actors. So, when I get pitched things by writers, or my executives get pitched stuff from writers, and we get pitched everything, it's generally Western actors who are in the leads. It's very difficult to find a Western writer, whether it's in Hollywood or New York or London, writing leads for Indian actors. So that has not yet happened. On the other hand, I would hope that those could be generated out of here. I don't see why one has to wait for Danny Boyle to write an Indian story in India or D.K. Attenborough to do it. It could be written out of here. I do think in India, the one thing that one has to pay more attention to is writers. The writing talent, which is very highly valued in Hollywood, is sort of, not quite as highly valued here in India. The directors and stars tend to sort of get the credit and the money. And I think the writers are a little neglected. And a lot of these stories and the stuff that can put and propel writers, stars and directors to the center stage are going to come from those writers. So hopefully, I think that's one thing that should be paid more attention to. I don't see why you couldn't be a king in Bollywood as well as do great work outside, I'm sure. You have extremely talented actors here, whether it's Shah Rukh or Aamir and all of the rest. You have a whole range of talent here. That's Irfan and, Nasiruddin Shah. All of these guys are good actors. I think you have terrific actresses, and the look has changed, and they could be international without much of a